Okay, we're going to run through the DP220.matrix printer installation. Okay, first thing we need to do is head to our website, seneltech.com.au, support tab, downloads, and you want to search POS printer DP220 and select your operating system. So we want to download the Windows driver, so at the top here. When you download it, just ensure you save it to your desktop so you can find it later. So I've already installed, have the driver downloaded. So we'll run the application and follow the on-screen prompts. So select your port. I'm installing the Ethernet version, but if you're installing the USB version, of course, select USB and serial port. You've got comms 1, 2, 3, and 4. If your printer is connected to a COM port that's higher than 4, just install it as LPT1 and we can change the port later. The same thing with Ethernet printers, install it as LPT1 and we'll configure the IP address and then we'll change the port after the installation is complete. So we go next. Okay, so installation is complete. Now we need to restart our computer to complete the process. Reboot's complete. So if we go to Start, Devices and Printers, we need to change the port to USB or Ethernet, depending on what interface you're using. So if we just go to ports, again, as you can see, we can select comms 5 and 6. We can also select USB. Okay. Now, since we're installing the Ethernet version, we're going to need to configure the IP address of the printer. So we can do that if we head back to seneltech.com.au. Okay. Support tab, downloads, POS printer, DP220, and select your operating system. So you want to download the Ethernet utility tool. Okay. I've already downloaded it. Make sure you save it to your desktop so you can find it later. So I already have the tool here. So we'll run through the installation. Follow the on-screen prompts. Okay, so just a couple of things about configuring the IP address. You need to know what IP range your point of sale system or PC is running on. And to do that, if you go to Start, type CMD, load command prompt, and type in ipconfig. Okay, ipconfig. That will give us the network settings. Okay, so you want to take note of the driver's just asking for verification, just installed anyway. Alright, so you want to take note of the default gateway, which is 192.168.2.1, and also the IP address of your PC or your point of sale system, which is 192.168.2.24. Alright, so that means that once this tool is installed, we need to configure an IP address within the range of 2.1 to 2.224. Okay, so any IP address in that range should work, should run. Okay. Alright, installation is complete, so we hit OK. And now if we go to start, you can see the configuration tool has been installed. Alright, so first thing you need to do is make sure your printer is connected to your network switch or your modem router, and hit search. Okay, you can see it's found the printer already. Alright, and we can see that an IP address of 192.168.1.220 has been allocated to the printer, alright, or has been set on the printer. So if we just highlight that and go printer configuration, alright, the easiest way is just change this to a 2. Alright, again, if you look at our range, we're on the 192.168.2.x range. Okay. You don't really need to worry too much about anything else. Gateway doesn't matter too much. It doesn't really matter at all actually, because we're just running on the local network. You can also set DHCP mode as well, which is handy. It just means you don't have to bother setting a static IP address. One will be allocated to the printer for you by the DHCP server, which would be the modem on your network. Anyway, we're going to set a static IP just for argument's sake. So if we just go save, OK, it'll search again. As you can see, the IP address has now changed to 192.168.2.220. So now all we need to do is go back to devices and printers, and we need to create a TCP IP port with that IP address. So if we right click our printer, go to printer properties, go to ports, we'll go add a port, standard TCP IP port, we go new port, next, and now we want to type in that IP address, 168.2.220, I believe. Yep. We go next. Select standard generic network card, and next, and we're finished. Okay, close that. So now we should have, our standard TCP IP port is configured to that IP address. We go apply, back to the general tab, and we can run a test print. Okay, everything's running as expected. Thanks for watching.